Good morning, everybody. Lee Brower here, and welcome to this week's edition of Meaningful Monday. I am grateful to be here. I am glad to be here, and I'm concerned. You know, about 10 years ago, I had the opportunity to have dinner with David York, a prominent attorney that works with us all the time and has our mindset. And he came in kind of downtrodden. He was a little bit disturbed. He said, "Lee, you're not going to believe this. You know the such and such family, the one I talk to you all about all the time, how I love going to their family meetings because all they talk about is we. We are going to do this and we're going to do that. I just came from their meeting." He said, "You know, last January, Mom died, and in September, their father died." He said, "And I just came from that meeting and there was no we. Everything was me. We had turned to me." He said, "What's mine? What's my share? What do I get?" Instead of being, what are we going to do together and how are we going to do this and what are we going to do over there? It was all about me. Now, that hasn't left me. I've thought about that as I've worked with amazing families and actually watched us institute programs that keep the we in families from one generation to the next. Had an opportunity recently to speak with an amazing family that had lost their patriarch. And the way that they've been able to incorporate the we and to keep it going for generations is insightful. But here's why I'm disturbed and here's why I'm concerned, because I look at society today and I have to ask myself, are we a society that's throwing out the we and replacing it with the me? You know, what does our Constitution say? The preamble to our Constitution says what? We are the people. Not we are the people. It says we the people. We the people of the United States, in order to form a more perfect union, establish justice, ensure domestic tranquility, provide for the common defense, promote the general welfare, and secure the blessings of liberty to ourselves and our posterity. You know, if anthropologists had the opportunity to come back and look at our society years from now, what would they find out? If they asked the question, I wonder what they worshipped. What are they going to find? They're going to find self-help books. Everything's going to be about us. They're going to find a morality that talked about the rights of the individual, you know, of the self-awareness and we must be true to ourselves. They're going to see a politics that says that political correctness, that we have to, you know, everything has to be about ourselves, that everything that is matter of individual rights. And then they're going to find the selfie. And they're going to say, wow, those people, to them, they just worship themselves. But I don't think that's the case. I really don't. But I think if we're not careful, it certainly can be. You know, the Rabbi Jonathan Sachs gave a recent TED Talk, a great talk. And in part of that, he talked about the beauty of a nation state. And the beauty of a nation state is where a group of people, a whole bunch of people come together who happen to be living in a common territory, and yet they're united by a common and collective responsibility. And by that we mean an individual responsibility so far as they're able to. And that's to help take care of each person. It's almost like a big, enormous hotel that we live in. Like society is a series of hotels. You pay your bills, which are your taxes, and in return you're given a room of your own to do whatever you want, as long as you don't disturb the people to the left of you or the people to the right of you. The trouble is, we never belong to a hotel. We're just a group of individual rooms. You look at what's happening with Facebook, Google filters. We're becoming deceived that we actually have these friends. What's needed now is face-to-face talk. I think because of technology and the absence of true civil debate, we become a society of shallow thinkers. Actually believing that if we elect certain powerful individuals, that he or she are going to come riding in on a white horse and solve all of our problems for us, so that we can go back to our room and do the things that we want to do. When we are the ones that have that responsibility. In the end, it's up to each of us to create together, not to just cooperate. Cooperation means that we agree to work together. We're kind of doing that now in our own ignorant way. But what we're really talking about is collaboration, where we create together. The seriousness of our common challenges calls for equally serious engagements with reasonable ideas and solutions. What we need is rigorous debate coupled with genuine civility. Can I even say love? Not rancor, not trying to prove who's right, not with altercations. You know, I look at the cornerstone of the mindset of empowered wealth. And right at the heart of it, this concept of the virtues of true wealth: fidelity, charity, generosity, humility, respect, compassion, responsibility. From the very foundation of a strong society, if that becomes our strong foundation, then it ultimately blends into civic virtues. From moral, personal virtues into civic virtues. Can we eliminate the weakness of society that promotes the individual? The weakness of society that when we watch the news, we're not watching broadcast news, we're watching narrowcast news. That we surround ourselves with people who think just like we think, and we don't challenge ourselves. It's the people who don't think like we think that are going to allow us to grow the very most. When we surround ourselves with people that think the same way that we think, we just continue in mediocrity and we don't grow. Can we eliminate that weakness and substitute this strength, this working together for that weakness? You know, I've said many times, all progress begins by leaving your comfort zone. So let's get out of our rooms. We can reinvigorate the we in the we, the people. I look forward to talking to you next week. Have a wonderful week, a meaningful week. I'll talk to you next week. Bye-bye.